Because in this video, we are going to talk about how we can do a monitoring with our application which we have deployed. Now, obviously, Azure App Service deployment is something which we understand very well. We also understand that there is an Azure Monitor service, and there is a service which is Application Insight, which is allowing you to monitor the performance, the errors, and other diagnostics of your applications with that. And in this particular video, we are going to see that how we can do auto-instrumentation to monitor our applications with this. So let's get started with this. As you can see, I have logged into my lab environment with the subscription. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to follow the instructions. I have opened my Azure portal. And the first thing we're going to do this time is we're going to create a resource, which is basically my Azure services, which is web app. So the first thing is if I want to monitor a web application, I need to create a web app first. So I'm going to click on create a web app. While creating a web app, we'll make sure that we'll follow the same configurational instructions. So I'm going to choose my resource group, which is already there. I'll provide the name of this application like monitor app with some kind of a unique name associated with this. Yeah, in the below section, I'm going to choose a deployment is going to be code-based deployment with .NET 8 LTS as per the instructions. We'll select Windows operating system. In the region, they are showing me that you choose the default selected region for you. So I think for me it is Canada Central, so I'm okay with that. I'll go with Canada Central only. In the Windows plan, we have to give a specific name for the plan. So I'm choosing the plan, which is ASP, RG, something like that. And in the pricing plan option, they are asking me to choose either free, shared, or basic. Now there are chances only one of them is going to work actually. So I'm going with the free plan right now. If free will not work, then I'll change it to shared and basic. That's it for this one. We'll click on next, and we'll actually directly go to monitor plus secure. Because in this tab, we need to check one thing, if this enable application insight option is yes or no. Because in this case, we need to make sure that we select yes in enable application insight. I think free plan is not allowing me to do this. So let me go back and let me change the free to basic. And then let me check with the basic it is working or not. Yes, with the basic it is working, so I'm going to go on with basic. In the application insight, we'll click on create new and we'll provide the meaningful name as it is given here, Auto Instrument Insight. Location will be same, Canada Central. And in the workspace name, it's asking me to choose a new workspace name, which will be workspace. A workspace with the name workspace. Perfect. I'm going to click on OK. And I think everything else is fine. We'll just click on review plus create. If validation will pass, I'll click on create. And this is basically going to create one app service with application insight resource associated with that. And that's exactly what we have done right now. Let's wait for a few minutes and it's going to be deployed. So let's just wait for the deployment to complete. And then we will move forward to the next step in which we will configure instrumentation settings for this app service. Okay, deployment is complete, and let me click on go to resource. Also, parallelly, I'm just going to open the resource group in the separate tab so that we can see what all resources are created. This is my web app, and if I click on the default domain of the web app, it's going to open this web app in the separate browser tab. So let's see if it is loading or not. Obviously, it's going to be a dummy application right now. Meanwhile, if I check the resource group is showing me my app service plan, app service, workspace, and my application insight. All 4 resources are successfully created. As I told you, the app service looks very simple. It's a dummy page which is just visible here, but the application is running fine, so we are good to go with this. Now let's move forward to the next step, in which they are saying that in the left navigation menu, expand monitoring and then select application insight. So we have a monitoring section. Inside this, we have application insight. Then inside the application insight, it's showing me that you can go to locate the instrument your application section and select .NET Core. Now, if you see here, we have a section which is instrument your application, and then we have to choose .NET Core. So I'm choosing .NET Core here. Then I'm going to select recommended in the collection level. So we are going to choose here, this is collection level, we'll choose recommended, and then select apply and then confirm the changes. So I'm going to click on apply and I'm going to say yes. So this is basically we are specifying that we are going to choose all the recommended collection level for the .NET Core application with this application insight service. Let's wait for this changes to be applied first. Yes, apply changes are done successfully. Now it's just showing me that you click on the overview section, so we'll be directly back to the web app. Now after this, we have to create and deploy a Blazor app. So basically we are going to create a Blazor app and we'll deploy that into this one. So in order to do that, let me go to my Cloud Shell in the separate tab. I'm switching to my Cloud Shell. I'm going to choose Bash. I'll select my subscription and I'll click on apply. This time I can use this Cloud Shell itself. I think we don't need to write or edit any code in this, so we are okay with this. We don't need to go to classic Cloud Shell actually, or even if you go, there is no harm. Once this is loaded, we'll create a directory with the name Blazor. Then we'll create a new Blazor application inside this. For your kind of information, Blazor application already going to have some basic pages and UI associated with that. So that is done. Now I'm going to fire a next command, which is .NET build, which is basically going to build this application. And if build succeeded, which will be because we have not added anything inside this, yes, build succeeded, then we are going to deploy this to our app service. And in order to do that, I'm going to do .NET publish for the compilation option is release to this publish folder. Once this is done, we'll go inside that publish folder, we'll create a zip package, and then we will go outside of that folder basically. Yeah, it is done. Now let me type the next command, which is going to create a publish folder. It's creating a package. And if this is done, the last one is cd ... and I'm going to clear this. So I'm back to the Blazor folder. Now I want to execute my next command, which is AZ web app deploy. And in this, we are actually going to deploy this to our monitoring app. Let me hit enter. It's going to start publishing this package into that particular application which we have created. So it's deploying from that particular zip file. Let's wait for some time. And if it is done, we'll be able to see the updated code changes into that particular application UI. So we'll see that thing. Let's just wait for the deployment to be completed. It's a very straightforward and simple command, AZ web app deploy. Yes, you can see the provisioning state is succeeded. So this is successfully deployed. And now if it is done, then we can go to the default domain of our application. And then they're saying in the essential section. So you can go to this basically a URL, and I'll hit refresh on this URL. If I hit refresh instead of this dummy page, now my Blazor app is going to be visible here. Let's check that. Yeah, you can see the Blazor app is available here. I have a home page. I have a counter page, which basically has some click me kind of a counter. I can click on this and then it's going to increase the counter. And then I have a weather information kind of a page, which is showing me some dummy weather information in this. Now it's the default template of Blazor, so I don't need to worry about this. It's perfectly fine. It's working and it's showing me welcome to your new app. Now, let's move to the next part, which is basically monitoring this app. So we are going to view the metrics in our application insight. And in order to do this thing, they are saying that you go back to application insight resource, and then in the overview tab, some basic charts are going to be visible like failed request, server response time, server request, and availability. Where can I find this? Well, I can find this thing in my application insight resource. So let me go back to my application insight, which is this one. And in this, in the overview itself, you can see I got these 4 things: failed request, server response time, server request, and availability. These 4 options are actually available here, which we can obviously see whenever we want to check that thing, like a dashboard. Now they are saying you go back to home plus counter. So you can go to that and then weather navigate options in the menu web app, and then you refresh the web page several times to see the server response time and server request. So this is my server response time and this is my server request. I'll go back to this. I'll go to counter. I'll click on the counter. I'll go to weather. I'll refresh the page multiple times so that these are all the requests which we are making actually to this. I'll go to the home also. and I'll refresh this 1 or 2 times. And when I'm doing all these things, it's basically monitoring this utility. So basically somewhere here in this, I should get the details of that. Now, if you're not getting this here, the basic reason behind that is maybe this is not immediately visible because it's not going to be showing you that thing in real time actually. It's you have to wait for some time. You can see I waited for a few seconds and now I got one spike here. And this is showing me the server request, which actually showing me the spike. Same way for the server response time also, I will get that thing. So I just need to wait for this. Also, you can see to create some errors, select home button and then in the URL with slash failure. So I can click on the home and then I can intentionally put slash failure. Now, obviously, there is no page with the URL actually. So whenever I go with the failure, it's basically going to create a failure for this. And maybe in that case, that's going to show me in the fail request with that. So that's something which is going to be visible here. Now we can go back to application insight running and we'll wait for 1 or 2 minutes as it is mentioned in this, and then it's going to appear this in this chart. So I'll just wait here. Otherwise, I'll show you one more option where we can check the details. So I'll show you that part. And then in the left navigation part, we have an investigate section in which we can select failure. So under investigate, we can click on failures. And this is actually going to show you if the failures happens. You can see it's showing me the little spike here with that request count which is happening, and this is showing me that any failures or exception which actually happens with this. Now obviously it's not showing you immediately right now, and this is a place where you can actually check live metrics. Remember, live metric is one of the cool feature of application insight. When you click on live metrics, this is not something where you have to wait. It's going to show you the immediate reflections of that thing. So all those metrics which we are talking about will actually be able to see it here. So let me just go back and try a few things. So I'm going to try failure 1 or 2 times, and then I'm going to go back to the home and I'll go to weather. And then now if I just check it here, you can see this is much quicker. This is much immediate. It's showing me the 2 failures 404 which I got, and then it's showing me the other request rate, and it's showing me that CPU usage, overall health. So this is a much better metrics actually compared to the overview tab. So it's not mentioned in the instructions here, but you can go to live metrics and then this is basically going to show you all those things. Like 2 failure requests I did. Let's say if I do something similar to that, like weather 222, enter. This is also a failure. Now quickly, immediately, I got the failure here and I got the spike as well here, which shows me that yep, this is basically working much better than the normal metrics. Normal metrics are also working, but it's just going to take time to showcase that in the metrics graph. The live metrics are actually going to be much quicker. It's showing you how many requests you're making continuously in that, and the CPU usage which is happening with that. So this is really cool with that. I hope you understood this. There are so many important features of application insight out there, which will really going to help you when you're monitoring your application. Live metrics and application map are the two which are my favorite actually, especially when we have some complex application kind of things like a microservice and all. Application map is really, really cool feature, which gives you a proper Google map kind of a facility here. You will get all the components of your application listed here. Then you can click on one of them. You can see the detailed logs of that particular component. You can see how one component is connected with the other component. All these things are going to be visible here in a really cool manner. So that's it for this particular video. I hope you understood auto-instrumentation of application insight service with your app service. And I'm sure you're going to explore this more. So I'm just going to leave it to you on this. Thank you so much. I'll see you tomorrow with the new features and new videos. Thank you.